We're going live, going live, going live, going live. We're live. Are we live? I believe we are. I believe we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Griever, here, as always, bringing you guys One Punch Man, chapter 130, live reaction. So, as we always do, we're going to table. We're going to wait. We're going to wait a little bit. And then we're going to see how many people we can get in here. Usually these streams do very well. Now, I know a lot of people's internet, even mine, in fact, which I got to talk to my cable company because I pay a premium amount, I think. I got a good deal, but I still pay a premium dollar to get that great internet. But a lot of people are having problems right now. Go figure. With the lockdowns in multiple countries, the bandwidth and the Wi-Fi signals and all that stuff, it's just, it's not the greatest right now, is it? So, yeah, we're just going to wait a little bit here, as we always do. I'm actually surprised. There was like 6 or 7 people in here at one point about half an hour ago when I checked. But I had to finish cooking and eating supper first. Now I'm in here and there was only 1 or 2. Interesting. I guess people just come to see my pretty face, So what do we got here? We got, okay, maybe for once I can keep the chat going like that. We got AJ in here saying, woo, hi Griever, hey. And we have Chubb in here saying, sup. Sup, dude. So, yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I seem to be doing a lot more of these lately. If anybody noticed that, I seem to be doing a lot more of these. So let's just quickly check. Okay, so this is going to be a very short live stream, thankfully, because right now I'm working on a lot of content and trying to finish up the Wrath of the Gods episode reviews, because I was slacking on the last 2 of those. And I just finished up the 4th plate, Shokugeki no Soma episode reviews. But there's going to be some behind the bar reviews coming, of course, and just more discussions, more theories. It seems like every other day it's another live stream. We had Valkyrie drop, now it's One Punch Man. I had that live stream with Sundown Kishin and Nia D. Hemmings. There's quite a lot going on here, So, checking up on the One Punch Man, as I said, 26 pages. So thankfully it'll be a shorter stream, honestly, because I've been doing a lot of streaming lately, as I said, and trying to get a lot of recordings done while I'm in lockdown, anyways. While the whole, not lockdown, but it's like, if you don't have to leave your house, don't leave your goddamn house sort of idea. And it's like, well, I have no need to just go out and drive around. So perfect opportunity to keep the updates on the basement, and which I'm renovating, for those of you who don't know, and that kind of shit. AJ says that quarantine goatee coming along nicely. Why, thank you. Yeah, I change up the facial hair on a whim, in all honesty. There's never really a rhyme or reason or a method to my madness. Dragon Rage is in here, says, yo. We got 4 or 5 people in here already. Okay, we'll wait a little bit longer. I like that, like with the One Punch Man ones especially, where I know that they garner usually my biggest live audience. I try to wait, and that's also why I posted also in the chat, and I also made sure that this stream, everyone knew it was happening an hour in advance at least, right? Like, I probably could have started, done that, then ate supper and stuff, but I find if I just do last minute streams, like, boom, hey, I'm going live right now in the next 5 minutes, everybody come in, people aren't prepared, but at least if everybody knows it's roughly, here's your hour, here's your timestamp for it, I find that usually works out pretty good. So. Let's see. And I'm getting a lot of ringing on my cell phone. We're about to start the chapter here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's Snapchat. We're going to start the chapter here momentarily. with 26 pages, I wonder why, because generally, for those of you who don't know, generally I leave it to my Discord guys, some of the main guys in my Discord, to basically tell me, to read the chapter in advance and tell me, is this chapter worth me live reacting? Because I'm not a One Punch Man stan, and I'm also not reviewing it every single chapter. It just appears that way because the last, 8 or so chapters have really been fire. They've been focused on Garo, and if not Garo, they've just been fire, chapters either way. So, it's kind of why I'm doing them more frequently now. But I feel like that'll drop off once this arc ends, especially. I think right now where we're into the hype of the arc, there isn't really going to be another mid chapter. All right, so I think we waited long enough. With the One Punch Man ones, I don't usually give it that full 10 minutes. I only give it about 5 or 6, and we're about 5 or 6 minutes in right now. We have 4 or 5 people in here, so let's jump into it. AJ says 26 pages, sure, but there's a lot to take in. Fair enough. Okay. So, first page, I've already seen this. First page is Psychos. Or Psychos Rochioaks, whatever, I mean, if the swirls of like the tendrils of kinetic energy or whatever they're supposed to be, the silver hair, the aura that's supposed to be, if that's doing it for you, great. I like Psychos. I gotta give it to Psychos. So I can appreciate. That's the word choice I'm going to use. I'm going to appreciate this this cover page later on when the camera's not on. So let's jump over to page 2, which Vib was tired today. Yeah, cleaning and typeset. Vib, of course. Vib has a fever. As far as I'm aware, it's not the big thing that we can't say. The thing that's happening in the great world, and if you say it on a YouTube video, you get ousted. I understand the reason why, by the way. They don't want the spread of misinformation. But once again, just like the poor algorithms of YouTube, they really need to check what they're actually deleting and flagging. So yeah. Anyways, let's just... I did hear the note. We got 4 webcomic chapters and a manga chapter. It's like Christmas is here early. I don't follow the webcomic. I have no intentions to. But I heard that was the hustle and bustle the last couple days. So... Okay, so let's see. Page 3. Okay, now we're jumping back to, honestly, even though I like all 3 of these characters, Bomb, Bang, and Fubuki, that chapter, which was the last time we had a short chapter, it was about these 3, and honestly, it was kind of mid. I'm not going to lie. Like, as far as me live reacting to it, I just didn't feel like I could add anything. I couldn't bring the energy. It was like, okay, they fight. I don't see exactly Bang's arm ripped off or some crazy, like we just saw Rover shooting off Super Blast and Fubuki being the kind of Fubukis and Bomb and Bang doing their double technique. I just thought it was kind of cool, but it wasn't really super hype, even though I love these characters. So, yeah, so right off the bat, that's giving me a little bit of, what's that, deja vu? A little bit of that deja vu up in here. So they're still under that shield. Well, they're under a shield right now, and Fubuki should be at her wit's end right now because remember she used that coated stuff. The veins were popping, if I'm recalling correctly, and she did some weird thing, which I'm still like. Are Espers just like the Super Saiyans with Haki and Devil Fruit all mixed into one in this series? Because they seem to be able to do everything. This ain't no. You get one quirk or one power or one X-Men mutant ability. No. Espers, they got it all. So, Fubuki right now should be extremely tired. Unless Tatsumaki, similar to how she protected Darkshine, unless this is Tatsumaki doing this. Which may be possible. She probably did locate all the different heroes of My Mask. Atomic. Everyone that's involved. Everyone that she could read. Child. And... cast I wonder if she could make one big enough to encapture Pig God. And if Pig God's still in Gum's mouth, is that going to be like a retroactive thing? Like it's going to protect both of them so Gums can keep on eating Pig God? I'm just asking the serious questions here. So let's see. Don't leave my side. This is Fubuki talking to Bang and Bomb. Everything should be okay as long as you stay by my side. My sister would never hurt me when she's using her powers. Okay, she's grasping their hands and she's really sweaty. So, my sister would never hurt me when she's using her powers. I don't know, once again, does this imply that this shield barrier is Fubuki's or I'm assuming it's implying that this is Tatsumaki, but Tatsumaki did not make a separate shield for Bang and Bomb, and that's why they have to stay in close proximity. I'm a little confused. It doesn't make or break anything. I'm just speculating here at this point. It's not a plus or a minus. It's just I'm curious. Is this Tatsumaki casting a barrier? And if that's the case, why would they have to stand close to Fubuki if Fubuki's not the one casting the barrier? Or did Tatsumaki decide Bang and Bomb weren't worth protecting, but Darkshine was? I don't know. Let's jump over to page 4. So, let's see. And yes, I do also go on little rants when they're shorter chapters, just to try to extend the fun. Page 4. Okay, the ground just opened up, it seemed. That or they were walking forward. The ground opened up and a giant fissure came across. And they said, oops. Eek! So Fubuki, freaking out. And Bang says, without this barrier, it would have been game over. The barrier we did see makes him float. Please thank your sister for me, says Bomb. My sister is such an idiot, says Fubuki. So, okay, that clears it up right there then. I mean, no need to speculate then. So that is that. But once again, I don't understand. Is it every group? So if Child and Atomic were together and Pig God, imagine if Pig God and Darkshine were together, and she only cast one barrier over one of them. How is Pig God going to fit? Or how would Darkshine or anybody fit in Pig God's barrier? I'm just asking the real questions here. I find it strange that she would only cast one. Is it one per group? And yes, I'm just trolling a little bit, guys. Clearly, if it was Pig God, she would just make a giant one or something, But nonetheless, okay, well, that answers that question. So it is Tatsumaki's barrier protecting them. And that explains a lot because Fubuki was, of course, near exhaustion last time we saw her. There's Evil Natural Water and Child Emperor. And he's losing consciousness. And there's the barrier bubble. And he's going, And Child, and it's draining the water. So popped out of Evil Natural Water, and apparently they can drain the barrier. That's interesting. Okay, so they can evaporate or drain the water out of the barrier without allowing Evil Natural Water's water into the barrier. I'm curious about the logistics of how this water is being drained and where the hell it's going. So that's interesting. So we see Child there. Okay. Okay. There's literal flaps. I keep posing these questions, the logistics of it, and it's answered the next panel, next page. This is fun. But the barrier is actually opened on 3 sides that I can count, and it's draining the water out. That being said, what's to stop Evil Natural Water from shooting his water back up into the barrier? I mean, I'm sure he's surprised and shocked, like everyone else, what the hell is going on? So he's taking a moment of composure. But I hope they close those lids up quick because, if something can drain out, something else can go back in. So hopefully. But once again, what is it going to be? Next page, on page 6, it's going to be Evil Natural Water attempting that very thing. I can see it. We also see Bushadrill, Ien, and what's the weird one? The 3 disciples of Atomic. also being protected and floating up with a barrier. So why do Bang and Bomb not deserve a barrier? I'm still confused. All right, page 6. See, I was right. Pig God was eaten. Pig God was goddamn well eaten. So Pig God lost to Gums, confirmed, because without Tatsumaki, look at him. He's half eaten, and he's being forced out of Gums' mouth by the Tatsumaki's barrier. And I understand Tatsumaki. I get that Gums can't crush or eat or break through Tatsumaki's psychic barrier. That's totally fine. But Pig God about to lose. So all you people that stand Pig God and all like, yeah, go Pig God, go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. I'm just having fun here. But the implication here to me, in all honesty, is that Gums was winning. And there's no evidence here showing that Tatsumaki just didn't save Pig God's life from becoming dinner. So then we have Puri Puri Prisoner on the ground, him also being protected. I thought my ass was glowing all of a sudden. It feels like I am enveloped in the warm embrace of love. I don't know what's going on, but I will call it Angel Aura. Oh, it can even do Angel Float. I mean, okay. And my mask being protected as well. Furagu like, why are you floating? And he's like, oh, I'm dizzy. My body feels light and fluffy. Now, with all the hype that Black Sperm brings up, I'm curious as to what Black Sperm's going to do. Because last we saw him, he was holding Atomic by his damn ponytail. So I'm curious if they're going to jump over and show him. Because does that account for everyone? Before I jump to page 7, does that account for everyone except Atomic? Flashy inside Thomas. So no, it's not accounting for everyone quite yet. And King. King hasn't fully escaped yet. Let's jump back over to the chat here and see what the chat's saying so I don't get too far behind. Whoa! Okay, now we got like 15 people in here. And so when I started, I had like all of 5, and now all of a sudden I tripled that number. Okay, let's make sure I'm caught up with the chat. Chubb here saying, I didn't vote, but I know the main reason is because, no lie, this chapter has some of the best drawn pages in all of One Punch Man. So far, it's the standard art. It looks pretty good, but I'm excited. I'm waiting for it. Chubb says, plus something big does happen. Okay. Anthony is in here. Anthony, what's up, man? Says, you read the webcomic, my YouTube channel, at Chubb, and yeah, he does. AJ says, remember, no spoilers in chat. Exactly. I've actually never had that issue. I've never had that issue because everyone realized, that's why I constantly say the page number, so nobody spoils like the end of the chapter, like jumps in, hey, did you finish the chapter? What about that ending? I've never had that issue yet. So, but yep, thanks for that, AJ, making sure everyone's following the rules. Anthony says, okay. MC Dude, I guess Fubuki doesn't like heights. I guess not. I guess that's what it is. Keishan in here. Yo, what's up, Keishan? Keishan made it. Go check out Keishan Prime's YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. He also reviews One Punch Man. AJ saying, Keishan, just watched your reaction. I have not yet, but I'll see if I can fit that into my queue, my viewing schedule. I'm behind on everybody. I got like 3 Teching 101 videos to watch. I got the Rant Cafe podcast to watch. I got some Keishan, some Sundown, I think some Grim, Naya. I got a lot of people to watch. Keisha says, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, AJ. Keisha says, the water draining scene was odd. Yeah, a little bit. MC Dude agrees. He says, ouch, poor Pig God. Yeah, you guys knew the Pig God slander was going to come from me, from yours truly. Keisha said, he's a good guy, but not my fave hero. I mean, I don't really hate Pig God. I just think he's kind of gross, and I'm just kind of like I never liked that trope of a character. That's been used in Marvel Comics, DC Comics. Like, it's not new to manga or One Punch Man by any stretch. My Hero Academia has a similar character and stuff. It's just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't do it for me at all. Like, they're turning obesity into a superpower. It's like those shows, like My 600-Pound Glorious Fat Life. I'm like, yeah, that's good. Nobody who is 600 pounds that isn't pure muscle, and even pure muscle, I would argue, 600 pounds in a human body, that comes with a slew of medical problems. That's why I draw a line with that stuff. And glorifying it We're not saying these people are bad people, or I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that don't pretend that it's okay to be that like they don't need to improve. I need to improve. I'm too skinny. I need to definitely buck up. My posture sucks. I gotta, fix my face. If you guys haven't noticed this, like I've got my own issues and stuff. Thankfully, my weight isn't really one of them, but if it was, So I'm gonna stop talking before I dig my hole deeper. Dragon's Rage says, I'm sure Pig God would have ate gums from the inside. Nah, he was going to be digested. Dragon's Rage. MC Dude said, Sweet Mask is a clown. Chubb says, all of the S-Class lost the executive fights. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, did any of the execs lose? We haven't seen Zombie Man and Homeless in a while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Keishan says, is he reading the version without the missing page? Chubb says, I'm pretty sure it got updated. I opened this about 25-30 minutes ago is when I opened the link. So I'm assuming it's fine. One says, Flash Fest came out above, though. Okay. Okay. Flashy Flash. What about Flashy Flash? I'm assuming that's what the FF is. Keisha Prime says, good. I don't know about it till afterwards. One says he was the only one that won. Oh, Flashy Flash won, but they weren't executives. Gale and Hellfire, or whatever their names were, they weren't execs, because I could say the same thing about Phoenix Man and Child, but Phoenix Man wasn't actually an exec. Just because they were dragon level doesn't make them execs, right? I think that's what Chubb meant. So AJ said, side Jesus dude. Griever just said not to say anything about the chapter that he hasn't gotten up to yet. AJ said, oh wait, I misread that. Yeah, I was like, what about Flashy? But that's what he was referring to. No problem. One says, no spoilers, we already saw all the fights in the FF versus the ninjas. Yeah, the ninjas, but the ninjas weren't execs. I might be wrong, but I don't think they were execs. Anthony says, oof. AJ says, help. MC Dude said, I don't think anyone is 600 pounds in pure muscle. I don't know. I'm sure there's a world record for that. I have no idea. Chubb said, yeah, technically the ninjas weren't execs. Even though they were classified as dragon level, they weren't execs. I was pretty sure about that. One says, still took that W, but that's not what he said, one. That's not what he said. What he said was, the S-Class have not won against an exec. So, I mean, and so far that is the case. AJ said, as well as Child Emperor, yeah. He took an L right after. Allison Oliveira, I apologize for mispronouncing that, saying, hey, Griever, love ya. Love you too. I'm not going to assume, actually, because last time I had somebody in a live chat and their name was Ashley, and I should have known this from Coronation Street in my days of watching that as a child, but I assumed that was a woman, and that was a dude named Ashley. So, Allison, if you're a guy or a girl, that's why I try not, unless I know, I try to always, but yeah, if we actually have a female in here for a change, that's interesting. Getting a female audience finally, or not, and I'm totally wrong. One said, Flash only took that only one that took a W and held to it. Dragon said the cat exec loss. Yeah, actually no, yeah. So one is actually still misunderstanding. It seems Victor, my man. We're talking about execs only. It doesn't matter about a W. It doesn't matter who they fought. It does matter who they fought. It's about who they fought. Dragon does not mean exec. So, yeah. Dragon's Rage is right, though. Nien lost. Nien lost to Drive. So, Drive Knight is actually the only S-Class to win against an executive thus far. Let's see. MC Dude said Darkshine beat Bug God, Child beat Phoenix, Drive beat Nien, King beat a bunch of stuff, Zombie Man beat Pureblood. But Pureblood was not an exec, I don't believe. I don't know. One said, I bet if FF was versus an exec, he could have taken the W, but that is headcanon. We don't go there. MC Dude said, lots of characters have won. Yes, but not against executives, was the whole statement. I think it was Chubb who first said. AJ said, true, I guess Drive Knight is the only other S-Class with the exec win. Yep. MC Dude, exec fight specifically. Exactly. I think the chat's going a little fast. But yeah, that's what we're actually talking about. Chubb said they weren't executives, but yeah, Nien did get beat up by Drive. Well, Nien wasn't executive, but anyways, I'm caught up with the chat, so we're going to continue with the chapter. We're going to continue with this amazing-ass chapter. Well, is it really amazing yet? We'll wait and see. So we are on, currently, page 7 we are jumping over to here. Let's take a look. Well, this answers this question. Zombie wasn't doing shit against homeless. This always answers a fundamental question. I think we brought this up before in a video a couple days ago, or a live stream a few days ago, is the fact that just because you're immortal does not mean you're invincible. You know, Bond from Seven Deadly Sins loses fights all the time. If you're not strong enough, it doesn't matter how many times you can regenerate. If they can just keep blasting you and you're not an actual threat, then you can still lose, right? So I thought Zombie Man had more to him, honestly. I thought he was going to pull out something, but in the end, by the looks of this, Homeless is standing there touching the shield around basically debris, the last molecules that is Zombie Man right now. So, excuse me, let's read what he has to say. An energy sphere just appeared out of thin air. There's nothing on the inside. Huh? And he looks behind him. Or he's curious or something like that. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Is that supposed to be his heart or something? Or torn pieces of clothes? I'm confused because he didn't actually locate. Didn't locate. Oh, does this explain banging bombs? Okay, wait a minute. We have Zombie Man recovering behind Homeless Emperor, who doesn't seem to notice him. Tatsumaki, is she trying to help me? The torn piece of clothing inside that sphere the terminal child Emperor gave me is in the pocket. That's how she's pinpointing our locations as Zombie slowly recovers here. Damn it, had I known, I would have kept it inside of my skull. I mean, for him, it's not a big deal, but that's a little extreme, but okay. And then there's Flash's terminal. Okay. So, this makes sense. This actually makes quite a bit of sense now. Why Bang and Bomb needed to stay close to Fubuki, because I don't believe they have terminals on them. So that explains a whole lot. That actually covers up most of it. And there's Flash's terminal, which is just down there. It looks like it's under the sea, like it's in a pit of water, just flowing, and there's a sphere of energy around it. Jump over to page 8. Oh, did he drop it when he was fighting against the... Did he drop it in the mine? He must have dropped it at some point. If that was shown, I forget where. Whether against the ninja fight or after he met up with Saitama or what have you. Saitama's here, looking, here on page 8. Again, Flashy looking at it. The rumbling of the cave. Did the lumps of flesh sense this? Is this why they all retreated together? Boulder seems to be crashing down on them. He says, duck. And the little Mike Wazowski going, this is it. Looking into the light with his one eye, hoping to pull a Homeless and see a spiral figure Polygon from Super Smash Bros. Melee to claim he's God and to lead him into dragon level. But no, Saitama just puts his foot in the air and completely stops the boulder by the looks of it. Flashy grabs him and ducks, but he's totally vertical like that. Crash, page 9. Okay, we see Black Sperm, okay, about to unload on Atomic. This is the end. And bang, just in time, just in the nick of time, the shield, the psychic barrier appears around Atomic Samurai. Black Sperm's fist is halted, and he says, what's this? Atomic wonders, Tatsumaki? As he begins to float up, and he says, my apologies. It looks like an intermission. Black Sperm forms himself up and grabbing forward says, you don't run away from me, Atomic Sandbag. Well, I mean, he kind of was. I'm curious how many times he punched him, held by the ponytail like a punching bag, like a sandbag, until that happened. I'm sure that I'm sure Grim Reaper is mighty thrilled right now. I'm sure he's quite thrilled that Atomic got out of that situation. However, our beloved infamous Grim will spin this, that Atomic still didn't actually take an L or what have you against Black Sperm here. But This will probably halt the atomic slander for a while. Who am I kidding? No, it won't. it really will not. The walls are closing in on Black Sperm, and we see Atomic there looking serious with his sword, all bloody and beaten. But it seems like the actual as Atomic rose up in the bubble, the actual cave walls have closed in. Is that what's happening, or they're caving in, or something like that? Let's see, let's go. It seems like that's the case. And Atomic sheathed his sword, and it seemed that he cut up Black Sperm into dozens, if not hundreds, of pieces. And he yells, "That bastard again!" And Atomic's there, sitting in a just campfire position as he raises up and the walls close in and the cave-in happens. Says, "Farewell, special blade testing monster." Yeah, Grimm's gonna lose his shit over this. Grimm's gonna go ape shit with this chapter. I don't know why anybody is here. If Grimm's got his video up right now, I'm surprised nobody's rewatching that and watching it and watching it. I think that's got to go first on my queue list. I don't know if it's up yet, but yeah, the Atomic actually. I mean, technically, Atomic said an intermission. Then he floated up, and clearly he got a damn good atomic slash in that Black Sperm couldn't recognize, and we, the viewers, could not see. And I guess it is implied that he did this after he got in the bubble, because he takes the blade is out, then he, sheaths his blade, and that's when all the cuts happen. So. And seems I'm failing to see, is this actually a cave-in, or is the walls actually crunching together, like the walls are closing in sort of idea? It's kind of actually hard to tell. I took it as this, but why specifically that? So I don't know. It's not really relevant. And at the bottom of page 10, Tatsumaki is now facing off against. I guess people have been saying it's a nucleus or something, some mitosis creature. The mitosis creature. Okay, so, and there's, okay, page 11. If it does it for you, if you're okay with a little bit of tentacle action, a little bit of tendrils, a little bit of that meaty, much more organ type flesh rather than nice, smooth, skinny flesh, you want to get down and dirty. It's up to each and every individual person. How about we say that? Not really doing it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to say that right off the bat. But okay. So this output. So in other words, you were holding back. So it seems that this is Psychos. Okay, so Orochi is talking, I'm assuming, here on the left. And on the right, it's Psychos, while they're still dominating for control with the whole split thing. So Tatsumaki is using her power. She raises it in the air. Page 12. The entire building, the skyscraper, everywhere, the whole city is shaking. It seems like everywhere is shaking. Is this supposed to be Saitama's apartment with the crock pot and all that stuff? The hot pot. But everywhere seems to be shaking. The buildings, the streets, everything. Whoa! Page 13. She created a citywide, like larger than city, like because those are the outskirts over there. That's far past city limits as far as I'm concerned. So she did a multiple city earthquake magic thingy, and just gravity is my bitch sort of idea. The detail, that's an impressive feat. I know some people, especially the Tatsumaki fans, are going to lose their shit over this. That's something. That's something, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. Okay, so that's easily multiple city. I mean, look at how far that fissure is going. That specifically the two we can see off in the far distance. My God. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So we're halfway through the chapter. Let's jump over to the chat again, see how the chat's doing. Okay, quickly scroll up. I'm probably going to have to speed run these guys just so we can get back to the chapter. I didn't expect such a big turnout, honestly. So where were we? Oh, exec fight specifically, blah, 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 tucking. One says, oh, I know we talking about exact. I am just saying that FF took a W and no L during this whole thing. Well, I mean, so did Drive Night. You know, I can say that. So did Saitama. Let's see. MC Dude said, all right. MC Dude said, poor Zombie Man is the worst off in these fights. Yeah, I thought he had more, like, I understand he's immortal, but I wish he had a little more to his character. Like, he had some ultimate attack, something unique. MC Dude said, it explains how she's finding people. Doesn't explain how she knew what size to make the barriers or whether she should be draining them. Yeah. Okay, the draining thing. I didn't even think of that. Now, I'm usually the critical one. MC Dude bringing up the points here. MC Dude bringing up the points. Yeah, the how to make what size. Yeah, I mean, even if you could suggest, like, okay, she knows that's Pig God's locator, and to make it X big, the draining thing makes no sense, actually. Yeah, that's right. MC Dude said maybe she knew who the communicator terminals correspond to. Exactly, so that would explain Pig God and the size difference, but it does not explain the draining thing, like literally at all. AJ says, yeah, Fubuki doesn't have a terminal either, but since Tots is so attuned to her sister's presence, she was able to locate her. Okay, I'll take that. I thought Fubuki might have a terminal on her. If she doesn't, then it does explain Bang and Bomb, though, and why there's only one circle there, because, yeah. Chubb says, yeah, Bang, Bomb, and Fubuki didn't have them, but Tatsu could sense Fubuki's psychic energy. Yeah, I think she even noted that Fubuki was there in a previous chapter, so that makes sense. One, yeah. MC said, yeah, we were told, shown Tots sensing her previously. Yep. I was scared shitless about Mike dying, says one. Hey, doesn't really do anything for me, but okay. He's been saying that... Grim has been saying that Atomic Samurai had not taken an L even when BS had him by his ponytail. I mean, technically, the fight is unfinished, but I don't know. Phoenix Man is in here. Hello, sup? MC Dude says, Atomic Slander is like a broken dam, pretty much. Chubb says, oh, Jesus. Chubb says, yeah, the walls are caving in and Atomic uses that to cut up BS. Oh, is that what happened? Yeah, it was kind of confusing, honestly. Murata's an amazing top-tier artist, but sometimes even, I mean, it happens to all manga. There's not a single manga where this doesn't happen if you have fight scenes. Sometimes it's kind of, not everyone can take away the interpretation or see it for what it is right away. You know, but that explanation makes sense. One says, as you can see, when BS is going to punch, his arm is moving at the same time. Yeah, so that's fair. So he sliced him up. So he cut him before he got in the barrier. Okay, if you cut him before he got in the barrier, that's fine. You can see the blur of AS's arm moving. I'll take your one's word for it with that one, ladies and gentlemen. Orochi is supposed to look like a neuron. Yeah, okay, a neuron, a nucleus, whatever. MC Dude says. But AJ says, but black sperm doesn't break up as soon as he hits the barrier. I suppose it's a delayed reaction. It's pretty delayed, but you never know. One said, you forget Rhino? I mean, yeah. Rhino was actually kind of cool. Cool design. MC Dude said he did this before against Rhino Wrestler, leaving his opponent to fall apart. That's true, but you would think that... I kind of agree that you think that the impact, if he was going to punch to kill an S-class level hero, that punch, if he had slashed it, would have... The impact would have made everything fall apart. But that's a nitpick. That's semantics. That's for Grimm to rant about for 35 minutes and explain the physics of how it happened. Comparing like quantum physics to a manga panel. You know, that's his territory, not mine. One says, or how Flash killed those fodder and they died after. Yeah. MC Dude said Murata with the backgrounds, the architecture, the scale. Yeah, this page that I stopped on, what page is it? Page 13? Page 13 is extremely impressive. It's an impressive feat for Tatsumaki. It looks beautiful. It's probably one of the biggest scales that we've seen in the series. One of. It's pretty great. Chubb says this is where the art goes insane, so I'm assuming it'll keep picking up after this. As Thoth says 130 awesome is okay. So 130 is chapter 130 is awesome so far. I'd say it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Dragon's Rage says I guess Atomic Samurai took a W technically over an exec. I mean, I would call it a stalled fight, an unfinished bout, but okay. Chubb says no, he was getting his ass whooped before Tots came in and saved him. MC Dude says excuse me. So that's the end of the chat. Let's jump back over. All right, page 14. Okay, so we're seeing the art in that second in that bottom right hand panel outside that window. That looks beautiful. That's really nice. Like it's not necessarily like it's not that like the detail is like molecule levels. It just looks really nice. It's just the angle of the shot, like seeing it through the window and everything. So because we see I guess this is a Hero Association here. I don't recognize the suit, but whatever. I'm sure he's one of the suit dudes. We see the entire place now. All of a sudden, it's crumbling like upwards. She seems to be like flipping the entire city or something. Like it's not just crumbling, or is it crumbling in? Because in that first panel, I'll have to wait and see here. They're looking at a map of Zed City, and oh no, that's exactly what you did. Tatsumaki is now going Super Saiyan 2. She's got the lightning bolts, lightning coming out of everywhere. And she's actually condensed it and raised up the underground. So now we're going to... You know what? I've been sick of this underground thing for a while. It hasn't really bothered me, but now that we're going to be out in the open by the looks of it, like all the characters, nobody's underground anymore. That... In all honesty, I'm happy with that. That'll make me happy because I never knew that I was kind of sick of that until now. I know that we're finally out of there. Was anybody else kind of sick of the underground? You know, it's like when you have a Minecraft adventure. Sure, you love digging in the mines and going for diamonds and gold and lapis and redstone and all that fun jazz, right? And emeralds if you're in one of the, what is it called? The biome. Anyways, there's a specific biome, the high hills one, where you get the crazy structures. But eventually you want to come back up to the surface and, you know, see the day and night change and slaughter some pigs and cows and cut down some trees, you know. So, but my God, that... Yeah, page 15, that panel. Not the Tatsumaki panel, of course. Forget her. But just the like Rush Rock thing, the Diamond Tower, like channeling Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins up in here. Probably one of the only times I'll praise Deanne. But a similar idea, just raise up a mountain. Let's tear the underground apart, condense it up, and raise a goddamn mountain. And I have to agree, the art... so far has been fire now for 3 pages. The art has been pretty phenomenal. Like there's just so much detail there. Like that must have taken so much time. Like in all honesty, to get all the angles right and draw all that debris and shade it all, that's beautiful. And then the next page, on page 16, we see okay, so she literally... But she made it into a structure and all the debris fell away. So now she actually raised up just the catacombs and all that debris was breaking through. It's literally still kind of in one piece sort of thing. Oh man, I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's like some crazy, like, kind of reminds me honestly of Attack of the Clones. Star Wars Episode 2, if you guys don't, you know, for some reason. On Geonosis. With the like catacombs sort of idea, with all the little holes and all the little rooms, it kind of reminds me of the catacomb structure, how there was multiple pillars of different lengths, it connected with thin bridges. Kind of looks like that. King is protected here in the elevator with the little thing. It's not raising them past the elevators, just keeping them safe. The tremors have stopped. King's thinking, I'm surrounded by a strange light. Taro is saying, amazing, this must be the legendary Super King state. Sure, believe it. So it seems like the elevator is still going up, or maybe it stopped. Just so happens to stop right where a chunk just fell out. And it seems like they are finally noticing that they're outside. And King's like, what the? Okay, now the thing snapped. But this shouldn't matter. Because Okay, I noticed that in these... Okay, in the back panel, in page 16, they still had that barrier around them. Did it just so happen that the cable snapped the moment the barrier wasn't around them anymore? Because I'm not going to buy that. I don't see the barrier here, but it would probably interfere with the drawing of the elevator, I guess. So all of a sudden the elevator cable snaps and it's dropping super fast. I'm going to assume that they're still in the barrier and it's going to start floating up. Let's see. No, I guess they're done with the barrier. Okay, that's a little convenient, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little convenient. That elevator cable just happened to snap right after the barrier. I mean, I'm just saying. So they're dropping down. King, here, a brake. And he grabs the brake with full force, saying, stop, it's not working. My grip strength is way too low. And it did seem to stop. It seemed to smash onto something like it's trying to stop. But of course, with the cable broke, it can't do it properly. It seemed to smash into something. I can't really tell what. Smashed into something and they roll out. King has protected the kid, so they seem okay. And there's Genos on the next page. King, what are you doing? Genos! So for all the Genos fans out there, and he does get mistreated, doesn't he? Genos gets a little mistreated. He doesn't take as many L's as everybody likes to think. It's the running gag and stuff. But, I mean, I don't mind Genos. I don't love Genos. I don't hate Genos. I think Genos is fine. Okay, so King and Tario are out of the elevator. Everyone's okay. And Genos is here. Let's jump over to the chat really quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything cool. Good, a short one this time. So Phoenix Man, Murata is just straight up S-class mangaka. Yeah, he's pretty great. He's pretty great. Thomas Henry took a W. Says 1. Yeah, no. I mean, once again, I'm of the opinion that the fight has just been postponed. I mean, he was getting his ass kicked, but the fight didn't actually finish. So, I mean, I won't say he took a W. MC Dude said, that's the main suit dude. He's our guy Stitch, or Sitch. The one guy at the top who seems to take his job seriously besides Skinger, who came around recently. Okay, sure. See, once again, guys, when you're not a One-Punch Man stan, those background characters that don't seem to really matter very much in the grand scheme of an entire arc, you tend to forget who they are. Dragon's Rage says, this is the coolest Tats moment in the series. Good to know that I'll be able to shit on her from here on out then. Good to know, good to know. Keisha Prime, message retracted. Keisha Prime, gold is low value till the Nether update. Gold, hey man, I used to build like gold and redstone doors and shit, man. I built like big ones and stuff. So gold was awesome. I always liked gold. The Spires of Geonosis, MC Dude, yeah, exactly, of Geonosis. They were really cool. MC Dude says, being on the surface offers a lot more visuals than underground architecture. Yeah, because as we're seeing right here, not that we will necessarily get this level of fire every single chapter, but Murata can do a lot more. He's got a lot more to work with, a lot more visual stimuli to work with for backgrounds and stuff now that he's outside. So I'm happy. MC Dude also says, I think Murata already did as much as he could with that, and I'm glad he's moving back to the surface. Yeah, I didn't realize how sick I was until I realized we were coming out to the surface. I'm like, thank God we're out of the underground. I didn't notice it up until this chapter, but my God, I was done. I was done with it. MC, oh man, that barrier business, I didn't even notice. Yeah, I mean, MC Dude says, knowing Murata, he's already redrawing it. Yeah. Chubb says, everything is convenient with King. Yeah, but convenient would be that the barrier activated just in time as they fell out of the elevator or something. That would have been convenient. It's the opposite of convenient, you know, or convenient is that there was that big mesh of like monster parts or whatever the hell cushioned their fall when the elevator stopped and they rolled out unscathed. The fact that the barrier just so happened to drop out the moment the elevator cable snapped is poor luck, not great luck. One says King has put all his points on the luck category. Yeah. AJ says Dragon's Age. I don't think that's true. It's definitely Todd's bestie thus far, though. I mean, okay, once again, this is only manga. Not that I really, in all honesty, if I ever did have a webcomic spoiler, I wouldn't cry myself to sleep over it. It wouldn't bother me too much. I mean, not that I want spoilers, but if I find out, whatever. So, I'm just going to stick with that. This is an incredible feat, and I actually enjoyed it. So, last 2 pages of the chapter here. At the bottom of page 19, we see Genos and King talking. It says, "Where is Sensei? You should have joined the battle." Or he should have joined the battle. King says, "No idea. I don't know where he is. Or if Fubuki and the others are safe." Okay, it was the Orochi sitch. So it was the monster stuff. I'm going to assume that that's what cushioned their fall. Because there's a part of Orochi. Blood. And Eek, what is the sticky stuff? We're being surrounded. Okay, it's all around them. Genos with his friggin' demon crazy Boros looking arm thingy with more light bulbs than, well, an electrician's house. And I should know, I'm an electrician. So he's got more light bulbs in that goddamn arm than arm. Like, Jesus. And he fires and it just goes in every which way direction. Okay, so were they not... They're like super. So each one of those is like like an Iron Man level blaster. That a little overpowered Genos, but kind of cool. Kind of cool. I think it's a little over the top, but kind of cool. I mean, this is Orochi we're talking about, even if he is in just cellular form. So it's about time. Can we honestly say if he destroyed that Genos killed Orochi? Can we say that he took a W against Orochi if that actually gets rid of those? I'm just saying. I'm posing the question. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying he's got the W. I'm just saying. I'm just posing the question. Page 21. So did he just? Okay. Well, I mean, I won't still say it, but it seems to me like he just did. He just destroyed the mass that was Orochi. So I mean. Not the whole main body and stuff. I know. But I mean, if black sperm didn't multiply and there was only one and Genos beat the shit out of that one and that one lost, he still beat black sperm. Just because the other 900 million copies of him were off fighting somebody else, if he beat one black sperm and walked away and that black sperm was on the ground, I'm just saying. So in this case with Orochi, it's still technically Orochi. It's his cells. It's his meat. It's his mass. It's part of it. I'm just posing it. I'm not claiming it. I'm just posing the question to the chat. Genos looks up though and says, "I'm sensing a massive life form at the top of the protrusion." Protrusion. That's a big word, Genos. Protrusion. We don't get to use that word enough. Protrusion. I like that word. All right. So, man, I wish my hair was long enough for a ponytail. Then black sperm could hold me up by mine. I don't know why I would want that. Yeah. Let's see. So, a building just all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Okay, is this at the top? Okay, this is actually at the very top. There, and because Tatsumaki's flying out. So there's like one apartment building that's like on its side, like a big apartment complex building, and we're seeing boom, 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 and Tatsumaki comes flying out of the roof at the very top. She's flying out like she's Super Saiyan. She's even got the key all around her. She jumps away, and it seems like there's some major. Is that Tatsumaki? I think this is Orochi's. This is Psychos Orochi. Orochios. What did I call her before? Psychochi. So Psychochi over here, I believe this is her, him, it. Okay, LGBT. Tell me what's the pronoun for Psychochi? Like, I just don't want to offend anybody. I'm just asking the LGBT community at large here in 2020. I don't want to offend anybody. What's the pronoun for Saikochi? So, anyway, yeah, I'm assuming this is him, whatever, throwing these beams, and now it's like formulating even further, and then like they're all coming together for some great beam in the sky. Then we get page 23, Tatsumaki shocked. Nice, beautiful background. See, this is what we were missing. Look at the backgrounds here on page 23, the first two panels. Like, the detail and the beauty of these backgrounds. Like, this is honestly, because I'm not a huge fan of the character designs in One Punch Man over some other manga designs. Not saying Murata doesn't do a fantastic job with his characters. I'm just saying that his strong suit is in his detail and in his shading and in his backgrounds. They are just the top notch. They are just glorious. You know, like, so, yeah, I've missed this. You can only do so much with underground and caverns, right? So this is fire. This looks beautiful. And that second page with the sun setting and everything and the water. Oh, yeah, but apparently, okay, we're seeing tentacles. The smoke's going to clear. Okay, and Saikochi has turned into Shakira. You know, she's telling me that those hips don't lie. Because it seems like she's dancing there. And then page 24. Okay, this is a collaboration. A collaboration attempt here. It's featuring Shakira on top of a monster of demon and hatred. Okay. So demonic hatred demon featuring Shakira. All right. So, yeah, I honestly, does it look cool? Like, this is a really nice panel. Page 24 here. Tatsumaki looking very small in comparison. Everything looks good. I think that the design is honestly a little too busy. Like, you got the mixture. I know people are saying it's supposed to look like a neuron and stuff like that, and I understand why. But you got, okay, so you got evil demon armed spears of hell. You have a snake-like body. You got multiple arms. You got like butterfly mixed with mosquito, Godzilla, kaiju sort of monster size. You got the egg on the top of the head. You got the Diablo look to the head crown. You've got the tentacles going everywhere. You got multiple wings that kind of look like a cross between the Deep Sea King and a moth mixed with a bat mixed with a dragon. And to top it all off, then you have Psychos just dancing naked like her hips don't lie on top of this creature. It's like, it looks cool, but it's pretty busy. It's a very, very busy design, gotta say. I don't know where the inspiration for this came from, but okay. So then we jump over to page 25. And just like the cover page, I can get behind this one. The one that's not covered up in half meat and is half dude right now. I can get behind this one. The one with the black... I mean, the hair going everywhere. And once again, like, it's kind of coming off of her body as well. Like her entire body is made up of these, like, big pieces of thread or something like that. Or hair. I can get behind it. I mean, I can get in front of it. I can bend it over. I can do a lot with this design. Apparently she's Harry Potter too. Anybody notice? She got the glasses. She got the lightning bolt scar on her forehead. So Psychos is Harry Potter. So she is the chosen one, as it was foretold by the Elder Scrolls. So she's the chosen one. Then it doesn't matter what Tatsumaki can do, because Harry Potter beat Voldemort, and you know that was a difference in like a lot of years of experience and skill and magic. So, I mean, if Psychos is Harry Potter, female gender bent Harry Potter, then we are in for just an entire... Has this entire manga actually just been an ode to J.K. Rowling? Have we been building to this moment? Very interesting. So, she says, finally, it's time to end this. Tatsumaki looking serious. Saitama and Mike are down there yelling, so dark. So they're still trapped down beneath. And that's the end of the chapter. We have one page saying, reminder that Phoenix Man is the coolest and most overpowered monster in the series. He was looking like a boss there, but it's so difficult for me to look at any panel of Phoenix Man and not get angry at the worst thing, worse than Merlin from Seven Deadly Sins thing to happen in a manga, I think ever. Merlin was pretty bad. But the tickle bug will forever be the worst thing to ever happen to manga in the history of manga. So, yeah, I will agree that design was fire. So, that's the end of the chapter. It took us about an hour. Went through it. And, okay, so we don't have 15, 20 people in here anymore. Okay, so good to know. Let's see. Let's jump over to the chat here. See where we were. Let's see. One says a Daedric upgrade. Yeah, okay, yeah. MC2 says, one says, if we say that Flash deserves some too, he was able to cut up Orochi very easily. I mean, sure, you can say that, but I mean, I can say Genos has a W over Orochi. Not saying it was a fair fight. I'm not saying it was the whole body. I'm just saying. Him smirking. One says, FF able to cut Orochi. From now on, I am going to say that. Okay, one. See, I don't really get into One Punch Man debates because I just don't care enough. Like, you guys are never going to see me. Maybe if it involves Garo. Maybe. But you guys are never going to see me get, like, as hype as I was over the Heracles fight in the last stream for the Valkyrie chapter. You guys are never going to see me argue that hard. Not for One Punch Man. I just... Everyone else knows more than me about One Punch Man. I am the least educated reviewer of One Punch Man. So let's see. Phoenix Man says, if in doubt, use it. Yeah. Well, the LGBT is not here to give me the final verdict. We'll have to know for next stream. MC Dude says, pronouns are bro, bra, brother. Yeah. Inapplicable for brorochi. I mean, okay. One says, beyond understanding. So we could call him BU from now on. BU. AJ said, as she's still struggling with Orochi's power, as we saw from her half face, it's safe to say that Psychroshi is gender fluid. Exactly. And I'm certainly, just like I'm not an authority on One Punch Man, ladies and gentlemen, I am certainly not an authority on the LGBT and what is gender and what is sexuality and what's okay and what's not and what makes sense. Never come to me for that at all. I don't have the answers. Psychos is posing for a magazine cover. I was picturing more like an album cover, right? Like, that's what it looked like to me. MC Dude says, not NA, I say inapplicable. Yeah. MC Dude said, I can do a lot. I mean, I can do a lot. I really can. I've got talents in certain areas of life. MC Dude saying, freaking Kugelblitz with Kugelblitz with the Phoenix Man propaganda. I mean, Phoenix Man was pretty awesome. One says, you can say she is now a futa now. Let's just not go there. Let's not go there. I'm more excited about the fact that now we're reading Harry Potter the manga. I'm interested to see the direction Murata's going to take a gender-bent Harry Potter post-Voldemort, clearly, and in a brand new city, in a brand new section. Not London anymore. No. We're going to America, where it's superpowers, not magic. So it's a whole nother ball game for our gender-bent hero, Harry Potter. Harriet Potter. So Harriet Potter up in this bitch. MC Dude saying I was quoting you when you were talking about psychos. I know, and I was just owning it. I'm saying I can do a lot in life in certain aspects. I was there. I get it. Yeah, I can get behind. I can get in front. I can bend it over. I can do a lot. I get it. Usually I try to keep the perversion down to a little bit of a minimal, but once in a while you got to be like, that's a nice pair of socks. That is a very nice pair of socks. So yeah. All right. Well, we got 10 likes in here, and at one point we had like 15, 16 people in here, and some new faces that I haven't really seen before in here, and of course a lot of returning people. That's always a lot of fun. This chapter, the art was fire. I don't regret doing this chapter. I think it was pretty good, and it definitely sets us up for some cool stuff. Now that we're outside and stuff, yeah, and it focused on a lot of characters, so it was a pretty good chapter. I mean, art was 11 out of 10. Some of those backgrounds were just complete, just incredible. Outside of that, though, I would just say it was a good chapter. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. If you forget the art for a moment, it was just like, okay, what do we have? Everyone basically postponing all their individual fights, and Tatsumaki showing an impressive feat. But whereas I dislike Tatsumaki, even though the feat looked really cool, once again, if you step away from the visuals of it, the chapter was good. It was good. It's progressing, and I'm very happy that we're finally on the surface. So yeah. Any other lasting thoughts, chat, on this chapter while we still have 7 or 8 people in here? I'm glad this has only been just over an hour, because honestly, my voice for the last few days, this constant recording is just getting to me. And I don't drink enough water, and I drink too much tea, honestly. After I'm done this, I'm going to have another cup of tea. Yeah, this is just pop. This is just lemonade pop. There was no drinking during this one. Even though it's a Friday, I'm trying to, where I drank through the week. I do try to control it, ladies and gentlemen. I try to control it somewhat. Let's see. Everything else looks okay. Everybody's doing pretty good. That's good. Yeah, I really wish I could get my ponytail back. In some of my Let's Plays, where I have the actual screen up, I do actually have my old ponytail. And my hair's a mess right now and all frizzy because I've been working in the basement all day. So, but yeah. Not seeing much movement in the chat, but that could be, once again, if the internet, it says I have an excellent connection and everything's fine, but I have noticed that there's been like a quick jump with a bunch of chats, or a bunch of messages, so I'll just wait here a little bit longer, see if anybody wants to say anything else, and then we can end the stream. This can be a nice, short and sweet, to the point. I'm glad this chapter I managed to take my time with it. And I'm really grateful to all of you, all the people that subscribe and are of course always here, because we had over 15 people in here at one point. The chat was so long that when I break it up, because usually in most chapters, I try to break it up every about 10, 11 pages. I check the chat, I read the chat, I get caught up, then we jump back to the chapter. That's just the format I like to do. So I'd like to read the whole chat and try to stay relevant, because I find if I go too long and then I jump back to the chat, people are mentioning something that I said, and I forget the damn reference. So, like, MC Dude here telling me about I was quoting what you were saying about Psychos and stuff. This time I remembered, but a lot of the time, he's not wrong, a lot of the time I tend to forget what I've said if it's too far back, right? So, MC Dude says, the consistency with the position of the sun has been really cool detail. The sun was directly overhead at the beginning of the arc. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That is really cool. That's very cool. since we've been in the dark a long time, I'm not really excited for it to get to night, but I'm really digging this whole that it's going to be sunset sort of idea. We're going to see that. That's going to be really cool. Well, I think we had a pretty successful stream, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so I think we'll call it here. There's not really a whole lot I really want to talk about. There was nothing that super bothered me. The whole draining thing was odd, first of all, and second of all, because that's technically is evil natural water not the water that was in the thing, so why couldn't it still have attacked? I don't really know how evil natural water works, but once again, Child bringing us the issues. Child Emperor bringing us that the issues. The only real issues I so far have with that with the chapter is the draining. It's kind of odd, and as pointed out in the chat, how could Tatsumaki have known if she didn't even know, about Bang and Bomb and everything? How would she know to drain specifically evil natural water out of Child Emperors? I'm just saying that is odd and a little bit bullshittery, but maybe we'll find out later. So I won't hype on it or harp on it too much. I should say, not hype it. I'm certainly not hyping it. I think it's a flaw, but anyways, MC Dude says sunset means extreme lighting. I like it. Yeah, me too. That's why I just don't want us to go full night because we've been in the darkness a long time. So I like this sunset feel. We're gonna have great shading, great backgrounds. I'm looking hyped for it. So alrighty. Well, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here. Very much appreciated. These always tend to do really well for chat, for views, for likes. You guys seem to really enjoy them. There wasn't really a whole lot of controversy to go over this chapter. Tatsumaki had an amazing feat. She still sucks as a character, but she had an amazing feat. Child Emperor pulling another bullshit thing that makes no sense. But, you could blame... Who do you blame on that one? Evil Natural Water, Child Emperor, or Tatsumaki? I don't know. Or the barrier. Let's just blame the barrier itself being somehow having its own mental idea. But yeah, nothing to gripe about really this chapter. So, nothing really controversial to talk about. It was a pretty good chapter. Thanks guys for showing up. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And we will see you guys later. This has been Griever, your host, signing off. Later, everybody.